Welcome to the Save Par Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Eric.
Dominic.
We're very excited about episode 75 as we welcome back the one and only Beard with Sucker Pin Society. If you're not following Sucker Pin Society, then you're missing out. Make sure to follow them on Instagram. The handle is at Sucker Pin Society. Beard, thanks so much for being a lifesaver, dude.
I totally thought you were gonna do like the Napoleon Dynamite.
To do the dance.
Yeah.
Only for you YouTube watchers. It is so good to see your two beautiful faces on my computer screen. It's been too long. I got your DM this morning, Dom, and you're like, "Hey, dude, we need you to fill in." And I'm like, "Count me in. I wouldn't miss this. I'm down for whatever you guys want to talk about tonight. So let's have a good one, boys."
Yeah, our original guest came down with COVID.
Oh,
So
have you guys gotten it before?
Yes, I had it for
It's not
like 13 days, and it was terrible. It was the worst experience of my
I
life.
haven't officially had it, but I was in Tampa, Florida around the time it started to pop off. I was doing engagement pictures. And I came home and I was just super sick and nobody knew what it was. That was before everyone was like, "Oh my God, it's
Like,
COVID." So
sure.
I think I did because like I had a high fever, like borderline. They're like, "You should be in the hospital" type fever. And I was throwing up
Yeah, it was
and I was just kind of bugging my parents.
thank God my wife was like a saint though. She had it with me obviously, and she had a headache. That was it. So like she
Yeah,
took care
Derek's
of me.
borderline dying, and his wife's just like, "I just have a headache."
Yeah, yeah. Like people would be like, "How are you guys doing?" She's like, "Oh, we're doing great." I'm like, "No, I'm literally on my deathbed here. I'm not doing great."
Well, we got our shots together,
We did, yeah. We got the
and
shots
the
together.
next day I was like laid out.
It hit
But it
me.
was
Yeah.
Masters weekend, so like luckily we could watch the last round of the
Yeah.
Masters.
How about you? Did you
Yeah.
get hit pretty bad with it?
Mine was just mainly fatigue, and it
Sure.
lasted maybe 4 or 5 days, and no real headache. I just remember the fatigue was awful, but it went away like instantly. Like I just took like a 2 hour nap, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm cured. I'm fine. So feel bad for whoever it was that got COVID, but
Yeah,
hopefully,
yeah. Hopefully they're okay. I'm not really sure on their symptoms necessarily because
yeah,
Dom's the mastermind behind most of all the guests. Well, for the most part.
Yeah,
So
I don't want to put them on blast
yeah,
because
yeah,
it shouldn't be on blast because it's not bad. It's just kind of it. Like obviously I feel bad for them, but
yeah.
but in any case, Beard steps up to the plate and just knocks one out of the park. So we appreciate it. And also the story that you put up with the Baywatch. That was
Oh my
fantastic.
god. Oh my god. Like I try to get real creative with like my IG stories, especially like the music and stuff, but I just started thinking like save par, save the day. What can I put on there that, saves people? And I was like, "Oh, of course David Hasselhoff and
you could
Pam
do
Anderson."
E40.
So, I was just
Pamela.
amazed they had the Baywatch music as a choice in your music selection.
You
But
could have
I thought
done
that I
That
thought that
is
was
yeah,
funny.
that was pretty cool.
you could have done E40 and Captain Save a Ho.
Captain Sabo. Yeah. That one I don't know if I'm resonating with, but yeah, maybe I'm.
You my
But
hose.
so obviously I kind of want to talk Scotty Scheffler's Masters dinner. I definitely want to talk about that. We're gonna break that down. We'll talk about the WGC match play, the live that event that just took place, and kind of the ratings and all that. But big news is we're officially sold out with our Save Par Odin Shindig.
Whose idea was it to call it a shindig?
I believe it was either Big Phil's or Big Jordan's.
Because
So
it's like my big pet peeve.
that's not my name, but I'm gonna go with it because
I love it.
I don't like
I love the
shindigs. It
shindig.
makes me feel old.
Really?
Yeah.
I absolutely
I
love it.
like it.
I'm
I
not
like
old
it.
though.
I just didn't think of it. I was like,
No,
okay,
I never would have thought of shindig, but it's starting to grow on me. But when I first heard it, I was like, oh,
I like it.
it's a
The cool
shindig.
thing too is I don't think anybody's used it before. So
That
you're
is
kind of
true. It's
claiming
kind
it.
of
So
it's kind of our
I think it's a
territory now. It's
win-win.
our name.
The marketing was super fun with it.
So maybe Big Phil and Big Jordan are just actual complete geniuses. That's kind of what it is.
I believe it.
I
I've been
haven't
on
met
a,
Phil, but I know
Me neither.
Jordan is.
Yeah,
We all know
yeah.
Jordan's a
So that's
fucking.
probably was what it is sneakily it was well done in my opinion.
the way his brain works, dude. I'm surprised he sleeps. To be honest,
Yeah,
dude.
well, because obviously we're going to different time zone. I don't know how many like notifications I get at 3 in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
which is I'm sure it's probably the same way for those two because we're in that group chat and it's like, dude, who is texting at 3:30 in the morning? And then
Well,
I'm like,
the funny part is I messaged Jordan first. I was like, "Hey, do you want to hop on quick?" And he goes, "Yeah, I probably could around like 8 p.m. my time." And I'm like, "That's like 2 p.m. our
oh,
time.
yeah,
That's the middle of me being at work." He goes, "Well, the latest I could probably stay up is like 11:30 midnight." And I was like,
Yeah.
"I'm still in work. Like I am still at work at that time."
not gonna happen. Yeah, but we got our. So this is the second appearance you've made on the podcast. So
Yeah,
hopefully it's not the last, obviously.
I tried to get Wheels. It's too last minute, but he sends his best. He wishes he could be here, but he's definitely going to be at the Shindig. He's on our team with Patricia Callahan.
Shout out
Um,
Patricia. All right.
yeah, and then my girlfriend Juju. So that'll be our foursome. So
Heck
look
yeah.
out. We're going low.
Is
We're
Juju the ringer?
oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. She probably shoots maybe 102s to 104s. She can putt. She's very streaky with the putter. But I don't know what she did at the score wise at the Odin day that they just had. I couldn't make that one, but I heard she like chipped in for like a birdie on like the second hole, so it's pretty
Oh,
cool.
sick. That's
And
awesome.
the course that this one's being held at Shoreline, um, she had her very first it's a par five, her very first like hole out of any distance from the fairway, and she knocked in like a 9 iron from like 90 yards one day. Just absolutely, we went nuts when the thing dropped.
That is
Because
awesome.
yeah, it was awesome because it doesn't happen too often when you see somebody hole out from the fairway.
So with that being said, what do you think the winning score will be at the event?
Okay, so Shoreline's tricky because what time are we teeing off?
12:30.
12:30.
So we're probably gonna deal with some wind, and it can howl out there. Um, Par fives are gettable for sure. That's at least four birdies right there and a scramble, maybe sprinkling a couple eagles. It's definitely going to be double digits. I would say the par threes are tough because you're going over water and you've got some pretty large greens with some swales in them.
Yep.
Par is a good score there, but we are talking. I'm going to go 17 or 18 under. I think
Will be the winning
somebody.
score.
I think
Okay.
somebody can get in there at 17 or 18.
And then, so what type of scramble golfer are you? Are you like lead off, second, third, or you like more of the cleanup style?
I really don't care at all. But if when it comes to putting, I kind of like to go last. I really look at my putts, and so if I get like three reads on them, uh, I prefer to go last. But if it's off the tee or in the fairway or chipping or something, a bunker shot, I could really care
Doesn't
less.
matter. Okay.
Yeah,
So you are kind of like that cleanup when you putt on the green there.
yeah. So
Yeah, I think
how
that's a
about you
huge.
guys?
I've never played in a scramble before because even with our
Oh,
first event, we didn't play.
Yeah, we didn't play. We pretty much
I
cruised
was
around.
pretty drunk most of the day.
that's
So
the
he's
best
feeling
part.
pretty good. Yeah. No, I typically will go. It depends. Like drive wise, I'll typically go first. I'm a pretty accurate driver. I'm not a long ball hitter by any means, but I'm normally pretty consistent off the tee. And I'll say probably like second or third when I putt. So I'm normally not the first putter, but I will certainly take a stab at it. I don't care. It depends on
Yeah.
how good I'm actually putting though. If I'm putting like terribly, let me get it out of the way so I can at least give
Yeah.
you three a
Yeah.
chance to get a
Yeah.
read. So it really depends on the greens itself. But when I'm kind of that same way when it comes to like the fairway and second shot. So normally like how we would play it is if whoever hits that drive usually would play that shot first, like in the fairway. And then we just
Uh,
kind of continue to go. So it really depends.
Yeah,
But
you'll kind of notice when like you end up playing with me. Nothing I do really makes sense. Like putting, I can't sit there and read it. So I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna hit it and just try to go past it because I don't want to leave anything short. And then like chipping, I'm like, oh yeah, I got plenty to work with. So again, it's just kind of open it up, get up there. Driving, I just kind of like hope I don't kill anybody. Like
what
nothing I do really makes sense.
Dom's a treat to play golf with.
are we going to allow spectators at this thing? I feel like we need like paparazzi. Like this thing's going to be huge.
I mean, I'll have my
I don't even know
camera.
if you guys realize it. Like This tournament is going to be huge.
It
I feel
hasn't
like
really set in yet.
Yeah, it's like kind of set in just the fact that it's sold out, but like once it gets closer to the date and like all this, it'll obviously
I think
set
once
in.
we start putting together like the swag bags and like packing our bags, I think that's when it's gonna hit us. And we're just like, dude, we sold this thing out.
yeah,
Yeah,
in like what was that? A day and a half?
So within the first 25 minutes, we had 2 spots open left. 2 spots left.
That's insane.
Yep. And then the one sold out, was it earlier today? So
Yeah,
it
the
was
last
basically like a day,
one,
not even a day and a half.
last one sold out today around 2-ish. I think Jordan let us know.
Flying
yeah.
out the further. Who has the longest flight? Is it Duffin up?
I would say Duff.
I think so,
because
'cause
they're way out. They're out east. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he's just gonna be here. He's gonna be there for the weekend. So obviously, me and Dom will be there for a good week
Longer.
basically. So we'll have a lot more time to explore. So and we're pretty much gonna be neighbors out there. So we're excited.
Your Airbnb is 5 minutes down the road. I'm in downtown San Jose. Actually, Patricia and I like live, I don't know, maybe half a mile from each other. Maybe
Okay.
not even that, quarter mile. And right in downtown, and there is so many cool little spots to go hang out. I recommend. Did I send you that link on IG about the San Pedro Market? They've got all these little restaurants, little
Oh,
bottle
you
shop
sent
in
me the
there.
Target in case I get
And
homesick though.
yeah, in case you get homesick, I'll let you wander around Target. Ladies and gentlemen, Target was started in Minneapolis, correct?
Yeah.
Along with Best
Yeah.
Buy.
Yep.
So is
We have
Best Buy.
too.
Yep.
Uh,
Look at that, dropping some knowledge for
Dairy Queen
Yeah.
is headquartered here, but not started here.
that could be true. I don't know.
Oh, it is. I googled it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're in Bloomington.
What else? Fun fact.
What else is Minnesotan? We have the biggest
U.S.
state
Bank.
fair.
U.S. Bank.
I don't
Yeah.
like US Bank.
Um,
We have the biggest state fair in the US.
no,
Yeah.
Texas.
No, we get more people.
Oh, like population.
Yeah,
wise?
yeah.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say Texas.
Yeah.
I think it's the biggest.
No, but we
What
get
time
more
of year is
people.
that?
Fucking August.
Yeah, it's
Hot as shit.
It's like the last day is.
It's the week before Labor Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like back in the day, it was like bittersweet because it's like the last
The
day
end
of
of summer.
the last day of the state fair is literally like the very next day you go back to school. So
Mhm.
it's kind of like that. Like
Oh,
it was like
yeah.
nice when the fair hit, but then it was like now it's kind of like
It's bittersweet.
back to reality of
Yeah.
going to school.
Yeah, a
But
lot of people like leave there in tears. It's like this is not how a fair is supposed to go.
Well, like I don't know if you know, but every once in a while Beard will message me. He goes, "Oh, hey, yeah. Did you know the Minnesota State Fair has this, this, and this?" I was like, "Why do you know that?"
So I like to like explore like different cities or states, countries, whatever on YouTube and watch videos because I feel like I get out of you know California.
sure.
And so I love like learning about like where people are from and stuff. And so when you guys first told me, oh yeah, we're based out of Minnesota, I went straight to YouTube. I'm like, I don't know anybody from Minnesota. I don't know anything other than their sports teams. And so I watched like a ton of videos, and one of them happened to be the Minnesota State Fair, and like all the different like those little food stations or whatever. Like you've got like the Nordic waffles. There's like a isn't there like a sweet corn thing that's like the size
Yep.
of a football field?
Basically, yeah. We have
Yeah, all the
carved
carnival
butter
food.
sculptures.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they go
insane.
all out. It is.
You know what else is a Minnesota company that we totally just glossed over?
Hmm.
3M.
Oh yeah,
Scotch tape, sticky notes.
3M's huge.
You're
yeah.
welcome.
They host the tournament that the PGA plays, right?
Yep.
3M,
Yep.
3M Open.
And Hormel, I believe, is also. I don't know if you're big into spam and all that,
And the
but
Mayo Clinic.
Mayo Clinic. Yep. Yeah. So there, I mean, there's some definitely some.
General Mills, if you like
The
Cheerios.
crazy thing about the state fair is some of these people legitimately like will go every day.
It's nuts. I go once and I'm done.
Like it's expensive. I honestly, it's kind of crazy. I used to go every year as a kid, but I haven't probably been there in the last 6 or 7 years.
I want to go see
Oh,
Young
really?
Gravy at the fair.
Yeah, it's like on average per day, it's like hundreds of thousands of people. It's just nuts. So it's like
That's a lot.
it
We'll
is.
clock in like 1 million by the end of the week.
Yep. So,
Dude, that's
but
crazy.
but
I had no
yeah,
idea like how popular.
It's it's a big deal that we have a state fair. Because when it was canceled for COVID, there was like a borderline riot.
yeah, people were pretty pissed.
Seriously,
off, yeah.
people were like,
And
"You can't take our fair away," and they're like, "The fuck we can and watch us," and then they did.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty unfair if you ask me.
Wow.
See that pun? That was good.
So
I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one.
transitioning over to some golf news. Obviously, I'm a big Ricky Fowler guy. He hasn't. I didn't even realize this, but he hasn't participated in the Masters at Augusta since 2019. And so he's outside of the top 50. So they're saying essentially he is competing in the WGC match play this weekend, and he's kind of has a tough go around. He has to get past John Rahm, who was a past winner, Billy Horschel, and then Keith Mitchell. So basically, they're saying he has to make it through the weekend in order to qualify. If he does make it through the weekend, then he should qualify as long as he finishes, I believe, in like the top 8, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I think in this format, you're in your group or your pod or whatever, and you've got to play each guy once.
Exactly.
That Keith Mitchell's had a very quiet, good. He's a quiet guy, but had a really good year. Like we just watched him down at a Pebble a few weeks ago. Played well there. He played there at Riviera. Like he is trending upwards. John Rahm could be
So
the
good.
deadliest guy with a golf club in his hands at the moment. That one
Between him and Scotty. Yeah, between him and Scotty,
Yeah.
those two are
Oh
both
yeah,
insanely good.
it could be a tough one for Ricky to make it out of that group because you have to make it out of that group to then probably make the weekend.
Exactly.
It's gonna be tough, but I don't know if he's got. I like Ricky too, and my girlfriend loves him. We always pull for him because a lot of people hate on him, but he's done a lot of great things for the youth, getting people interested in the game. Kind of polarizing to me. He's like this generation's like I don't know, maybe like Freddie Couples.
Sure.
Always want Ricky to play well, but it was sad to watch him basically hit rock bottom. But now that he's starting to change his swing and get a lot more comfortable with it, he's trending. He's coming back, but I think with him, it's all relying on the putter because it seems like every time I turn on a golf tournament with Ricky Fowler in it, he's got a new putter in his hands. So he's got some demons upstairs.
Definitely.
Once he gets past that, I think we'll be back to the normal Ricky that we're used to. So
speaking of the Pebble, we were out there. What was the guy's name that was the video that you posted with the one guy when he was walking and he saw you? You're on Instagram. What was his name?
Oh, dude.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
This was
awesome.
awesome.
At the turn.
Yeah.
He was wearing Nelson's shirt,
Yep.
and my girlfriend and I we just had breakfast up at the restaurant, like in the clubhouse.
Sure.
Really great place. I forget what it's called, Stillwater, something like that.
That's a Minnesota place too.
Yeah, it's a city.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have a brewery.
Oh, nice.
Called
So we ate breakfast.
The bridge
down. We came down to the practice green that we were hanging out at earlier, where we ran into Manolo, and we filmed like a quick little video with Manolo.
I seen that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I saw that.
And I'm waiting around because I got Jim Nance standing there, and I just waited, and Jim was talking to everybody. I mean, there might not be a more likable man than Jim. Like the guy's just a class act.
Got to be the greatest TV commentator, one of the all-time greats.
Yeah, and the voice, his voice is soothing. It's got like this grandfatherly type vibe to it. Had to get a picture with him, so I got a picture with him and then Ian Baker Finch. And we make our way. I'm like, okay, well, that's cool. Let's go watch some golf now. And so as we make a little left, we're headed back down towards where 18 green is. I see that tacos at the turn shirt, like just like a laser beam. Like zzz, I'm like, that's Nelson's shirt. I gotta talk to this guy and like grab my phone. I'm like, I know that shirt or whatever. He's like, I know who you are. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, nobody knows who I am. So he's like, you're Sucker Pin. That's who you are. I'm like, who are you? And he's like, I'm just Gabe. And
that's what it was. I'm just Gabe.
Yeah, I'm just Gabe, man. And what's funny was it's like I found out he was at do you guys know Bud Hits the Green?
Heard of it.
I don't know if I have.
Yeah,
I've heard of it, but I don't know.
on.
Okay.
You guys should have him on.
Crazy
really
beard.
Yeah, and
He's a
really
wild
good guy.
beard.
You guys
Yeah.
would love him. The guy's hilarious. And he had played in Bud Hits the Green's birthday tournament or
Okay.
something last year.
Why don't we do that?
We should.
And I think he had finished before I finished, so I never saw him. And then as we chit chatting or whatever, he's like, we met back up later on the 14th hole. We ran into each other again, and we started talking. And I was like, we're like, oh, do you know this guy? That guy? I'm like, oh yeah, I know him. He's like, oh well, my cousin is the golf garage in San Jose. I'm like, oh, I know Matt. And that place is literally like 2 blocks from my house. So it's just weird that like, yeah, obviously we all live in the same area or whatever, but it's like the golf community is it's crazy like how many people know one another. And it was really fun. It was super funny too because I was posting all this stuff and like none of us had talked about it at all that like, hey, I'm going on Saturday or I'm going on Sunday. It's like everybody posts their stuff like, dude, I was just there like 20 minutes ago. Where are you? And it's hilarious. We got to do a better job of planning this because
That was awesome though. The Gabe couldn't have played it like any better. It was just like so like just I'm just Gabe.
I'm just
I
Gabe.
kind of thought about it because I was like, God, like I know Nelson wears his own stuff, which is super cool because I would too. But I think if I ran into him on the street, I don't think I would recognize. I'd be like, oh, he's got a taco as the turn shirt on. I'd be like, we match. I don't think I'd pick up on the fact that it's Nelson.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's just how my brain works. So my whole thought process was, I was like, God, what if that was Nelson? And you're just like, I know that shirt.
yeah, you just walk
yeah,
right past
Yeah.
Nelson.
yeah. It was too funny. My girlfriend, like, if you watch the video, my girlfriend is just laughing her ass off.
Oh, I was dying laughing too because like it was just classic of just like I know who you are. Who are
Yeah,
you?
he caught
I'm
me
just
off
Gabe.
guard. He's like, I know
Yeah,
who you sucker pin. That's who you are. And I just started
yeah,
dying.
that's who you
What?
are.
That's kind of what it was like at our first tournament. I sat next to the back nine only guys. No idea who they were. We were just chit chatting, and he goes, "So how are you a part of this?" I was like, "Oh, I help plan everything." And he goes, "Oh, I thought it was just a Derek thing." I was like, "Hi, I'm Dominic. I do the podcast." And then later on, we had them on, and that one was a riot. We got to
Yeah,
get
we had a
out to
blast.
Milwaukee, but
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was kind of how that felt. I was like, "Oh, I know those guys."
yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I said it'll be really cool to see and meet everyone. There's gonna be so many other
I'm gonna walk right by
Instagram account.
everybody.
Yeah, it's like we need to like have name tags. I think that's gonna be my rule. I'm gonna like come up with name
Yeah,
tags. Hi, my name is, and
exactly.
slap them on everyone's.
I'm gonna walk by someone and be like, "He looks like Jordan," and then just keep on walking.
Yeah. Or
So
we can make some really cool lanyards or whatever.
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would just be kind
Yeah.
of cool. Like it's like a
We could all get those
It's like a
"Hi, my name
souvenir
is"
too.
shirts.
right.
It's a
Exactly.
souvenir too.
There we go.
Um,
Don't tempt us because we'll do it.
so kind of switching over, Live Golf. I don't know if you tuned into any of it, but they just had their tournament out in Tucson in Arizona. Danny Lee won 4 million. The Fireballs, which consist of Carlos Ortiz, Abraham Answer, Sergio Garcia, they won as a team. But I was kind of like looking into it. I watched a little bit of it, to be honest with you. I did tune in a little bit. Me and Dama talked about like the scoreboard or the leaderboard.
Why do you type in all caps?
You ask me this every time that we have this episode, and I tell you the same thing every time. I use caps in my workspace, so that's why. But this is
I
literally a normal
I
question.
write in all caps. My
I do
dad used
too.
to do it, and I got
Yeah.
that gene. Like I always all
Well, the
caps.
funny part is like he has everything typed out, right? Which isn't the bad part. The whole intro's in caps, and then it kind of goes away from caps, and then caps again.
Well, so the reason why is because some of the stuff I kind of like basically kind of copy and pasted some of the stuff just for like notes just to have.
Is that why 4 million is huge
Yeah, and this
compared
is
to
like
everything
this
else?
just yeah, exactly. So like that's not, but like all the stuff I typically do in caps because I said that's kind of how we do our stuff and work. But yeah,
I'm
so
not allowed to email people at work.
but so Live Golf, apparently though their ratings were absolutely atrocious. Now again, I don't know if you're a big Live Golf fan or not. I know there's obviously that divide or division between the two, which I'm all here for just growing both of them. And I think we've had this conversation. At the end of the day, I think at some point they'll come together, and I think it'll just make the golf space that much better down the road, however long it takes. But What are your thoughts like on the CW network? I know you can still watch it on YouTube, but now you can watch on the CW. I know the ratings didn't really do so hot, but like, what's your like general consensus and your take on the live golf situation?
I'm all for changing it, changing the game. Um, I can see some things that Live does that I can see really working, and I'm in agreement with you where I think eventually this stuff will somehow come together. I'm hoping that it's not just the men that are the ones being rewarded by it, but we see some growth with the LPGA tour. But they are at such a it's interesting. It's like copycat central, and I think the
Mhm.
PGA Tour dropped the ball on this big time because people had been their players had been complaining for years that they wanted to see some change, and then when guys literally left, it's like, oh shit, they weren't
Yeah.
joking.
Right.
Um, so I I've watched one live event, and that happened to be the very first one on YouTube. And at that point, or at the beginning, I was so lost. I'm like, there's just too much going on here.
Sure.
And you could tell the coverage was a little weak. I haven't watched anything since then, but it does, having a golf account on social media, you see all the posts. So it's like I have watched them.
Yep.
I read that Danny Lee won more money in the last 2 weeks than he did um
Career
and I
earnings on
think the last
PGA.
something like that.
Yeah.
Which he's feeling, yeah, I made a good move here. I'm more about like it's because I grew up with the PGA tour, and it's like if it were me, I would probably be fine making the money that those guys are all that they already were making and literally collecting hardware. I think when your days are done and you're getting thrown in the ground, nobody's going to remember your dollar bills. I think they'd remember the hardware that you have up on your
Sure.
mantles. But with the CW, I really don't have an opinion there. I mean, you got to start somewhere, I guess.
That's true.
And if that's where they're starting, but to me, I feel like you've got the PGA Tour as NASCAR, and you've got Live coming across as more like the Formula One, and you can see it like on the leaderboard where
Mhm.
if you watch like a Formula One race and it's like from top to bottom, you see the
Yep.
position on the
Yep.
podium. It's got like that whole podium vibe with the champagne and stuff. I feel like we've just got two separate things now.
Sure.
One, some guys are driving Fords, Toyotas, and whatever around a circle, and the other guys are driving hairpin turns, chicanes, whatever in McLarens. And so to me, it's like I almost think we're judging like two different products now. It's like Live is its own thing, PGA Tour is its own thing. I still don't see any like inclusion other than I think they were going to do like an LPGA and PGA Tour event next year. Did I
I
read that
think,
right?
yeah, I think there's actually one at the end of this December, and Ricky Fowler, I think Nelly Corda are actually teammates.
Yeah,
So I think that is actually happening, I believe,
the
the end
Grant
of
Thornton
this
or
year.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
that's
which is really cool. I think that's something that has should have happened a long time ago, right?
I mean,
Um,
if you really want to grow the game, it's like you got to grow it for everybody. But I
100%. I don't know
so
if it's true, but I heard a rumor, this is a while back, but and maybe you've heard this too, but they were talking about a potential live golf for like women's league.
oh really?
And I don't know, again, that was like this was a couple months ago, so I'm not trying to like spread any rumors, but I that was a rumor that they were saying that they were trying to create a women's live golf league, which again, it'll be interesting to see, but I hope that they can somehow bury the hatchet and try to make amends and come together because there's a lot of good golfers that are heading over to live, and I think that definitely opens the door for some of these other amateurs to make it into the PGA Tour. So I think there's definitely benefits to both sides. I think where it gets a little tricky, like me and Dom had mentioned, like the whole golf ball deal. It's like sounds like a lot of people are really against that. Sounds stupid, but it's like PGA Tour stops that. Now Live Golf has a way to be like, well, we're not gonna change that. And you know what I mean? Like there's different ways that they can piggyback off to make their league a little bit better. So that's kind of the one thing that kind of bothers me a little bit.
Yeah, and there are definitely positives on both sides.
100%.
Like I know I've been sitting there thinking, I'm like, well, God, for me, like if I'm ever on the PGA, which will never happen, so don't put that out there. But all of a sudden, hypothetically, I make it, I've got, a wife, kids, and then they're like, hey, we'll give you 50 mil. Well, that sets me up financially with my family and everything. Like that's hard to turn down because how long does it take to make 50 mil on the tour? You may never.
Yeah, most people won't make that amount of money.
Exactly. So
Oh,
all of a sudden they're like, hey, here's 50 million. And then you can make more playing. Like to me, it's almost a no-brainer for some guys. I think that's what Dustin Johnson was saying.
Pat Perez is a really good example. We'll let you talk. Sorry, we're kind of like
oh no, no.
no,
I was gonna say I think Liv just introduced like because I thought everybody had signed a contract and they were on. Doesn't matter how bad they play, but I could have sworn I heard something like guys can lose their status now.
yes,
There's
I think
like
going
some
into
relative,
next year, I believe. Yeah.
something like
Maybe
that.
even this year, but it's team wise, like if you don't participate up to a certain level, like you could be gone.
Yeah, because I thought I had heard they started out with the contracts like that to get people interested. So that's why they were giving away all that money to sign up. And then
Mhm.
after that, they weren't going to do it anymore.
Sure.
Um,
That makes
but
sense.
yeah, I mean, all of a sudden you're just like, man, I get 50 million and then more to play. Like you look at some of the guys that went, like Dustin Johnson, you're like, God, that dude got however much, and now he's gonna win everything, and he gets to fish on Sundays.
That one was a little out of left field.
Oh, DJ,
Yeah.
he's kind of always I don't know.
At least
He
from
just beats to
like
his
from
own
the
drum.
news.
I don't think he really
Yeah.
cares about trophies. Like I don't. I honestly don't see him playing golf more than 6 or 7 years.
Probably one of the
I
most
think
talented guys, right? With like the size of
yeah.
him, the power,
Oh,
the
he's a
distance.
freak
But yeah,
athlete.
it is that like more that like he doesn't seem to have that like
The drive.
the drive or the will or want
Yeah,
to win it. Or
it's
maybe he
and
does, but
um the other thing too is like why I can't really like I love Cam Smith.
yep.
I love that dude's game, but I was never like a Kepka or DeChambeau guy or a Patrick Reed. So I'm
Hmm.
not missing them when they're not on the PGA Tour. Like, did you guys watch the Full Swing?
Oh yeah.
Uh, like Kepka kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah. I
With
think you rubbed a
I don't
lot
know
of people the wrong way on
to
that.
me, you know, it's just my opinion. He came across as that jock in high school, um,
Yeah.
with the cheerleader girlfriend, just pouty, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, this is what sucks because when he was on the European tour, I was a big fan of his because he was like one of the very few Americans to go that route. Like, hey, if
Sure.
I'm gonna try and go up the world rankings, I'm gonna go to Europe, I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna go this route rather than Corn Ferry. And I'm like,
Yep.
who's this Brooks Koepka guy? And he was playing really well. I'm like, oh, dude, I'll root for the one American that I see on this tour. And he ended up having a really good season. And we have that. It used to be the Safeway Open at Silverado up in Napa, but they renamed it the Fortinet, the
Okay.
one Max Homa's won the last couple
Oh yeah.
years in a row.
Yep. Yep.
And so we went up to watch it. And I remember my girlfriend was like, so what group do you want to follow? And I was like, I'm really interested to see this Brooks Koepka guy in person because I really dig his golf swing. And he was playing with Matt Kuchar that day. And boy, was Brooks Koepka impressive. He didn't win the tournament. But I was like, this dude is no joke.
Legit. Yeah.
And uh, didn't know he'd turn into like that 4-time major champion, kind
Mhm.
of world beater there for a couple years. And I just noticed like it seemed like every after every win of his, he just got a little more arrogant, a little shorter with the media. He reminds me of a guy that spent a lot of time here in San Francisco, Barry Bonds, and the way
I knew where he was
Barry
going.
in the media. And you love to watch him hit the long ball, but it's like when he would do an interview, you're like, oh my god, these poor
I
guys.
can't do it. Yeah.
I actually have a
And
different take.
I was never really into that whole Brooks Koepka Bryson spat thing. To me, I almost thought it was a publicity thing to get their
Yeah.
match.
Fake. Yep.
So I'm not
Actually-
missing them. I know the tour, like, you got to give these young guys a chance. Like, there's some young guys coming up. It's like, but will they have that personality of the guys that left that make you watch? I don't, remains to be seen, but it just, golf's in a weird place. I never would have thought we'd be here.
That's very true. That is it. It
Nuts.
kind of gives you like a little bit of like a not like a sour taste because it's like, but it does. It's kind of that like, nobody really likes
You know what it
change.
feels like?
Nobody likes
Yeah.
It
change.
feels like we
Yeah.
went back like 100 years. You know what I mean? Because like at one point the NFL was two different leagues. It just kind of feels like it's taken a step back in time. Excuse me, the beer. Cool. It feels like we just took like a step back in time to where everything is, I don't want to say segregated again, but at one point there were two football leagues
Mhm.
and then they
Mhm.
joined. And then, baseball was kind of the same way where it was always the MLB, but then we had like the Negro leagues and stuff like that. And all of a sudden they joined.
Mhm.
And then it feels like golf was like, no, we got to go back. And now they split again. I don't want to say it like leaves a sour taste in my mouth, but it just feels kind of like everyone else is progressing and then golf took a step back,
I
which I
feel
think
like
they're
that
doing
when
with the ball as well.
I feel like that when I watch. Like, I feel like I'm almost a little bit saddened watching it because I
Yeah,
know that
that's
that little battle going on. I'm like, is this kind of actually more destructive than good? Like, it's just, there's a weird vibe.
I have that same take, but at the same token though, I feel like sometimes that when you take one step forward or one step forward, two steps back, but then at the same time, like this whole thing could really be a good thing. But right now, like you said, like it is kind of that sad to see. It's like that like broken relationship of like you're so used to seeing all like the best golfers all on the same field, and all of a sudden now
Yeah.
it's just like, wait, where's this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, he just joined Live like 3 weeks ago. You know what I mean? And it's like, again, everyone has their own personal life and their own decisions that they want to make. They're adults at the end of the day. But yeah, I
Yeah.
totally agree. It's more sad than like, and again,
Yeah.
people don't change. So we'll see
Yeah.
what happens. I just wanted to bring it
Exactly.
up just again because it's not really going to go away at least anytime soon. From from what
I
I'm
still
gathering.
feel like Cam Smith is the biggest surprise because he won big and then it's like, okay, deuces and then dipped.
Yeah, he was. I would say the reason why I brought up DJ is that, like, in beginning of all that, like, there was so many names being rumored.
Mhm.
DJ was not that one, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, DJ's like, "Yep, I'm joined Live," and it's like,
$250 million or whatever. Shit, I
But-
joined.
and then you hear the rumors of who was it that talked about Will Zalatoris got offered like 2 different times. He got
Oh,
offered like
35 and then 130.
yeah.
I would
Yeah.
have jumped for 130 million.
That's the other thing. I mean, that's pretty impressive as a young buck, basically, like saying no
Well,
to the
and
money. But
like he can't putt. So like, when's he gonna win? Have you watched it? Like okay,
yeah, he's been
I've
all over.
seen it. I know what you're talking about. But that's our
I
boy.
can't putt,
We love
but I
Willie
am not
Z.
a pro. Like watching him putt gives me anxiety, and I've played golf with myself. I give myself anxiety. But like, holy crap, dude, he can't putt. I would have taken 130 million and left.
I think it's the hardware going back to him. I think he likes the PGA Tour legacy itself.
Yeah. Yeah. But Willie Z, dude, that dude is a ball striking machine.
Oh, he's so good.
He's like
He
a
was that-
little.
Oh,
He's
really? Yeah,
Zalatoris.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's gonna win someday. He just has to
Yeah,
find out.
he learned the game at a little 9-holer, like 30 minutes from. Actually, I used to play there a lot.
Oh, really?
With my Gramps, Mariners Point. I'll have to take you guys when you guys are in town. I'll take you guys over there because you can play night golf there. But Willie Z got introduced to the game
Both of
there.
our faces just like lit
I've
up. We're
never
like,
seen Derek move his head so fast
heck yeah.
because we wanted to play night golf for a while.
Yeah, you can tee off like to like 10 o'clock at night
That's
or
past
something
my
like that.
bedtime.
I'll
Yeah,
be
I used
there.
to I used to practice there like literally every night when I lived in San Mateo for a little bit, which is just south of San Francisco. And used to see Jerry Rice out there practicing. It's a cool practice facility.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Well, transitioning over to the live golf, we'll talk a little bit more of Scotty Scheffler. The guy's unreal. He's playing lights out. But the Champions Dinner was just released, and that's kind of a tradition, obviously, at the Masters. I really want to. I'm gonna lay out his menu. You've probably already are aware of what it is, but I'm gonna lay it out, and then I really want to know what if you won the Masters, what would be your menu? So while I'm talking about it, I want you to think about it. So I'm giving you a heads up here just to give
Okay.
you. So first off the bat, he's going with cheeseburger sliders, served Scotty style. Not really sure what that means, but he's also firing up some firecracker shrimp with sweet Thai chili and sriracha mayo. The appetizer is tortilla soup with avocado, crispy blue tortilla chips, sour cream, cilantro.
Strips,
What did I say?
chips.
Oh yeah, strips. This is why he's gotta help me out here. And then the main course is gonna be your Texas ribeye steak or blackened redfish, family style mac and cheese, jalapeno creamed corn, fried Brussels sprouts with seasoned French fries or seasoned fries, I should say. And then for dessert, we're going warm chocolate chip skillet cookie, milk and cookies, ice cream. So that sounds like a pretty good. Like I'm a picky eater, but I've gotten better, obviously. But I mean, besides probably the firecracker shrimp, cheeseburger sliders sound fantastic. Tortilla soup
Yeah.
sounds good, and I would definitely go with the ribeye steak. But that dessert sounds legit. So
Yeah.
I know I kind of kind of threw you out there, but you win the Masters in 2026. What's your menu looking like?
Okay. So appetizer, there's a barbecue joint in San Jose called Smoking Pig Barbecue. And they do these things called wolf turds. Sounds gross, but it's a jalapeno that's stuffed with like
Wolf
cheese,
turds.
sausage wrapped in bacon, and then they throw them on the smoker for like a
Oh,
few hours. And they're like, it's like legit like meat and jalapeno candy, and you dip them in barbecue sauce. Unreal.
what was the name of the place?
Smoking Pig Barbecue in San Jose, right next to the airport.
That
I
down.
don't have a pen, but
And
I'll
you got
remember. We'll
are
listen
you
to it. I'll
guys
make sure.
are you guys flying into SJ?
No,
Nope.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, if you're
I
playing,
couldn't get any good times into San Jose.
okay. So appetizer, we're gonna go with the wolf turds. Um, do I need to include a soup?
You don't have to. No, it's technically
Uh,
like an appetizer as well. So like if you could just go with the wolf turds. But before you
okay.
go further though, do you think that's like an item that most people wouldn't order if they seen that on the menu, but like the server's like, you got to try the wolf turds? Because
Yeah,
that doesn't sound very
for sure.
appetizing
But
to
you
me.
know, if you go there too late, they're gone. So you gotta like I've
It's
been there a
that
number
good.
of
They sell out quick. Okay.
they're
So
badass, bro.
that's
um then you know what? This might just be a straight up just full on barbecue. I think we're gonna do yeah, screw it. We're doing we're doing ribs, brisket, chicken, turkey, sausage, jalapeno cheddar sausage. Your pick. We're doing all of it. So I'm gonna have like, legit semi truck size smoker, and it's just gonna be everybody's gonna grab what they want with their green jackets on.
beards for the
Um,
people. This is what I like. This is the kind
yeah,
of I don't like where it's like limited, like that's the item and that's it. Like give us
yeah,
an option, right?
yeah. And then I think we're gonna go mac and cheese as well, but it's gonna be smoking pigs mac and cheese where it's got chopped up brisket in it.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah. And to keep it kind of light, maybe a Caesar salad. Um,
Gotta throw in a salad to keep
yeah,
it somewhat light, right?
keep it kind of light. But dessert, we're gonna go old school lemon meringue pie.
Okay.
Why not
Lemon
key
meringue
lime
pie.
pie?
You could do that too.
Because
I'm a
key lime's a
secret.
little better.
Yeah, I love lemon meringue. That's my all-time fave, but key lime is my second. So
No,
you will
French
please
silk
you.
is like
You
key
know
lime.
what? Masters green, key lime, green. Yeah, we'll throw those in too.
It's weird because I'm not a huge pie guy, and actually the only pie that I really eat is pumpkin pie, which is
Gross.
Oh,
weird because I'm not even a pie fan.
I don't like pumpkin.
And I love
Oh, really?
pumpkin, but
Pumpkin's pretty gross.
You don't
okay,
like
so
pumpkin spice lattes?
oh, those are so good.
No. I don't
I
like
can't wait for pumpkin spice latte
Yeah.
season.
And then there's me. It's just no.
Beard. So you've got the meal, the menu out. Who are you sitting by at the Masters?
Oh man.
At the Masters dinner?
He's
'Cause you
gonna
get to
be
choose.
he's gonna be head of the table all by himself.
Well, I was gonna say Arnold Palmer. That would have been awesome.
That would be-
Lee Trevino's got to be there because I'm sure he's got some incredible stories. I want to be there with Lee. Do Lee?
He's probably got to be the most like entertaining man that's at that dinner.
Yeah,
I'd
because I
imagine,
feel
right?
like we're gonna be drinking some cocktails, and he's
Yep.
got some all time stories. Lee Trevino, Tiger, and I think he's one of the funnier guys, and he's young. Jordan, give me Jordan, Tiger, and Lee Trevino. I think those three dudes would be fun.
I want to sit next to Bubba just to hear stories.
Speaking
yeah.
of that, how
Because
how how
Bubba's got to be wild.
how do you think the stories are going to go with this year's Masters with the live going back to live and be that's going to be kind of a weird Masters dinner, right?
Dude, it's gonna be awkward for them.
They're all going to be like in their one group. Sorry, my dog is a
She's so annoying.
she's being
Yeah, it's gonna be an awkward one. I really don't know. I'm sure there's gonna be some things that will be said in there that will never leave that room. But yeah, I don't know. I can totally picture them, being kind of like off to the side, but yeah, we'll see. Who knows?
It'd be funny if it's kind of clicky, like like the high school cafeteria.
I feel like it might be a little bit like right off the
Yeah.
bat.
I'm sure like a number of people will want to be like, "Oh, dude, how you been?" Blah 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 blah. Even though I destroyed your ass in the last article of whatever golf. Well, I bet it's a lot of phoniness.
For sure. Okay, so we got that out of the way. That was like one of the things I was really excited to talk to you about because I know we always we're in that chat. We talk about food all the time. We're gonna throw some rapid fire questions at you.
Okay.
Some of them are
Right.
rapid, some of them are not. We usually say rapid fire, and they're really not.
And
But
they are different than last time.
yeah, they're I changed it up. These are all new questions. So the first question, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. What is the most random thing you have witnessed out on the golf course?
Ooh, that's a really good one.
I
Most
told you we switched it.
random thing. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not really a rapid fire question, but we like I said, that's how we label this subject,
Most
but it's really not.
random. Hmm. Dude, that is gonna be a stumper right off the bat.
All right,
Most
we'll come back to that one. We'll come
Yeah,
back to that one.
save that one for the end.
Yeah, you got it. All right, best post round snack.
Post round snack. Dude, I haven't had it in a while, but it used to be killer. I hope it's still killer. It's the chicken quesadilla at San Jose Muni.
Chicken quesadilla at where?
The San
San
Jose
Jose
Muni.
Oh,
Muni.
the San Jose Muni. Okay.
Yeah, the course that flooded that you guys posted on your page.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about that before we let you go because I know we apologize we kind of kept you on a little longer than we anticipated. But if you could be sponsored by one equipment brand, what brand would it be?
Well, if
See,
I
we know Wheels' answer.
Mizuno.
Mizuno.
For
Yeah.
sure. Dude, that man loves Mizuno.
I noticed.
I don't blame
Mizuno
him.
bag.
Mizuno's good.
Yeah.
My clubs I play right now are Strixon, but the ones I used to play before that were Mizuno. So one of those two club manufacturers. But if it's clothing, I gotta start the sucker pin shop because I'm repping my own shit.
There
See,
we go.
I
like it.
thought you were gonna say Odin.
Oh, I'm playing his golf ball. I'm playing.
See, there you go.
that's-
See, I
that's how
kind of
close I
like
want.
that was the thing. I kind of like left it up to like however you wanted to take that question because it was kind of
Yeah.
an open ended like golf equipment, clothing, and
Yeah.
golf ball. So we kind of
Yeah.
we had to cover all facets on that one.
See, I totally
Yeah.
thought you were just gonna go Odin. Just Boom. Hat.
When you think equipment, though, you think more clubs. So I did kind of make it a little, but yes, I agree. All right, this one's a little bit different. You get to buy one golf course and live on it for the rest of your life. What course are you buying? You can't buy Augusta, Pebble, any course on Pebble,
Property.
property, and then St. Andrews. So those are out. But any other course you could buy and you could live on it for the rest of your life.
So if I
We've
have
had this
enough
conversation.
if I have enough money to buy this course, I'm assuming I have enough money to remodel it.
There we go.
So I'm going Sharp Park just for just I could go another hour about this.
We were oh man, I love when we
I
were
was sleeping too.
not
What's
me and
going
Byron,
on?
when we
Oh,
had
dude,
the
when I was like getting all emotional about this place, we might have
yeah,
to
me and
save
you were
this
going
for the
back
next
and forth.
podcast. But
Everyone else was like
I
out. Me and
was
you were like,
sleeping, and I heard my phone going. I was like, "The hell?"
well, when I
I'm
seen him, I'm nowhere near on your level when it comes to that kind of stuff, but I am still kind of a golf nerd when it comes to that. And
yeah. So I'm buying that, and then I'm remodeling it to the original Alistair McKenzie drawings,
Yep.
and I'm gonna build a little beachside cottage that I'm gonna live in, right next to where the ghost hole was. So
We're
or
playing that though.
is,
We need to play that when we're out there.
or at least if you don't have time, just go in that old clubhouse and grab a drink and look at the walls, because
Okay.
that I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about it. So
Hopefully I can squeeze in around there, but yes, at the very least, we'll
yeah.
certainly do that.
Like I said, when I checked in for the first time there, the starter was like, it's a shithole, but it's our shithole. So if you can appreciate that place, I think you look at life completely differently with an open mind.
Yep.
And it's a cool spot. Really cool.
Could you go a full round of golf without talking? If not, how long would you make it?
Shit, dude. And you know what? When I play golf, I talk out loud. Like I talk my way through like thinking out stuff. Like I'm screwed on the first tee.
Okay. I
Yeah.
kind of figured like you're like a big talker. Like I love to
Yeah.
talk too. So I kind of figured it wouldn't happen. But if we flipped it, how much would it take to pay you to not talk for a full round? Like how much, like what's a dollar amount do you think that would
I think I'm a huge coffee drinker, which makes it worse. So I think if I just don't drink any coffee that morning, you don't have to pay me. I think I could be
you
quiet.
just do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The caffeine addiction is what really, gets me.
Yeah,
But what's
for sure.
crazy though is like I'm extremely introverted, but I'm extroverted like in my hobbies and passions. But like if I'm not around it, I'm very, very quiet. It's like I'm a little bit of a homebody. Uh, it's funny. People are like, dude, I thought you were like hella like hyper and stuff. And I'm like,
I think
no,
you've seen it. I'll sit there and just rattle on. Like I don't have to say anything. I'll just sit there and just
Yeah.
kind of.
It's funny you say that. So I don't know if you've ever like taken any classes or like those tests that basically kind of like figure out if you're more extrovert or introvert. And most people would consider me an extrovert as well. But like when my wife and I we went through some marriage classes just to like go through it.
uh,
And it's funny because like a lot of the things that come through, it's actually I'm more introverted than I'm actually extroverted.
yeah,
But most people be like,
Is
no,
she extroverted?
no, she's also like,
What?
well, it depends. She's also more extrovert because she likes to. I'm a very much a homebody,
yeah,
and I can talk to anybody, but at the same time, like that's all. It sometimes kind of comes off. It's like it's kind of a lot of work. But so like some people think it's like it's natural, but it's like it is natural, but like it's not. You know what I mean? So it's like
yeah.
sometimes you just want to go back to your home and just kind of like.
I
But when you
totally
start
get it.
talking about things, like you said, your hobbies, it's like, yeah, I won't shut up forever. But it is funny,
Yeah,
like made me open my eyes. I'm like, this class are actually really good because I'm like, I would have never even knew that about myself. But it's
that's
true.
cool that you did that though. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, for sure. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm extroverted as hell. Like, yeah, like I hate
Yeah.
going home because that means I have to like wind down for the day.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my wife is extroverted, but like on certain things, very introverted, but it is just funny how I think like it's highly suggest just I think you can just do it online too, but it's like a
Yeah, I'll
series
have
of
to check that
questions.
out. I'd
Yeah,
love
it
to
was
see
pretty
their
cool. It's
session.
very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
At first I'm like, this is kind of whatever. But I'm like, after it, I'm like,
Have you done like an
makes sense.
Enneagram test?
I haven't,
I
no.
took one of
Did
those.
you?
Oh yeah.
And what'd you think?
I don't remember.
Bro, so I think we can
Perfect.
pass on having to take
Perfect
one of those.
answer.
I saved the email somewhere. I'll find it.
Okay, while he's looking at that, what is your you're up to the first tee. What's your walk-up song?
Oh, oh man. So one of like my favorite all time. I love Beastie Boys Sabotage. For some
Oh yeah.
reason, just the beat, just like I get an adrenaline rush from it. I'd probably just go with that because it's anytime somebody asks me, I'm always thinking it's going to change, but it doesn't. I would go Beastie Boys Sabotage.
I like it. It's a good answer. Okay, this is a little plug for Nelson. We already kind of gave him a plug earlier
Okay.
with the Pebble Beach and all that. But you're on the front nine. You just finished it. You're getting tacos at the turn. What kind of tacos are you getting, and what are the condiments that you're going to put on the tacos?
I'm going to do carnitas.
Oh yeah,
Al-
that's my go-to.
yeah. Okay. Al
Yep.
Pastor.
Okay.
Um, I'll probably do one of each. Like if they have chicken and carne asada. Um,
Sorry, dude.
Shut up.
if they, and I love
Oh,
hot sauce.
hold on. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, but like
Oh no.
he's literally like zoned into his phone and out of no silence. Like,
I found my Enneagram stuff.
all right, sorry.
Oh, there we
So
go.
you're going with a little bit of everything. I like it. You're getting the
One of
full.
each. But my jams are carnitas or al pastor.
Yep.
And then I don't like raw onion. I'll do a little bit of cilantro. I'll definitely put the pineapple on the al pastor. But I love hot sauce, so I'm probably gonna try the hottest one that they make.
Dude, this is beard. Like that's literally my carnitas, cilantro. I don't do onions on my tacos. Cilantro, carnitas, and the hottest salsa possible. That's
Can
me.
I
What's
fist bump you
pineapple
through?
though?
Well,
Can I
that's
fist
an al
bump you through
pastor,
this?
which is
Yeah, I'm fist bumping you. I don't know if there we go. Hell yeah.
there we go. Yeah, El Pastor is like my wife's like kind of go to. I'm not a big El Pastor kind of
I'm
meat, but
picky in the way they make it. Like if it's
yeah,
kind of really crispy, like that's how I like it. So
sure. I like that. That is awesome. And now we got to go back to that last one. So the most random thing that you've witnessed out on the golf course.
here's a cool story. Actually, this might be the most it's a random moment where something like awesome happened. And it was my hole in one in front of strangers basically that have become best friends through social
Really?
media. Did I not tell you guys this?
I don't remember hearing the story, but you certainly might have told
Dude, I've
Dom. But
told it so many times, but I forget who I've told it to. So my
Should write
buddy
a book.
Sean, we started following each other on IG and of course. And he was working at the golf garage. And he's like, hey dude, me and a couple buddies have a tea time over at Seascape if you want to play. And I'm like, oh, I don't know about work, but I'll let you know kind of last minute. And so yeah, no problem. So we were playing, I think on a Saturday. I let him know Friday night, like, hey man, I can make it. I'll see you guys there. I almost missed the tea time. I think I was kind of late and I showed up kind of in a hurry, hit it off. I'm playing with Sean, our buddy Devin, the dude who just signed up for the ShinDig. You
heck
guys
yeah,
gonna love him. And then another buddy, Alex. And I'm kind of playing like shit first few holes. No warm up like always, but just not more interested in getting to know these guys than actually focusing on golf. And then we got up to the eighth hole and it's par three and playing like maybe a buck 25 and kind of blinded because the sun is in our eyes and real tricky kind of sucker pin where it's cut like right in front of the right over the bunker. And I get up there and I grab my gap wedge and I kind of mishit it a little bit. I was choking down because I was kind of in between clubs, but I wanted to take the longer club because I knew short was dead.
yep.
And hit it and like I can't see it at all because it's like one of those where you hit and you want to look back away from the sun.
Sun's so bright. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, somebody, one of the guys was like, "Oh, dude, that looks pretty good," and I was like, I didn't get all of it. Whatever, I'm probably short, and I'm the last cart because this is during COVID where everybody had to drive by themselves. All four carts are in a row. I'm the last one, taking my time driving up there, and Alex is walking up the green, and I'm on the cart path making my way up because it's kind of a dip from the tee box,
Yep.
tee box down and then up to the green. And I watch him walking across the green, and he like looks at the flag, then he like turns his head back, and I'm like, oh, I'm probably right next to the hole. And then somebody, I think Alex said to Devin or Sean, like, it's in the hole, dude. And um, like, it's in the hole. And I walk up, I'm like, what the fuck? And I obviously grab my phone, and I'm recording it. And like, I had only known these cats for like an hour. And my very first hole in one, and I've been playing the game 39, been playing since I was 6, got my first one in front of complete, like, they were strangers, but it's like legit turned into like legit family members now. Like,
Yep.
I talk to these cats on a daily basis. It was just unreal. It was the most random thing I had ever seen. Because you think about,
crazy.
you kind of think about, like, you know, if you haven't gotten a hole in one, you're always wondering, like, oh, where's it going to be? Who am I going to be with? But like, I wasn't playing any special golf. Last thing on my mind was making an ace. And it just happened. And I'm like, my fucking God, dude, this is just incredible. Yeah, that's what I would say. That took
That's
a little
definitely
while.
probably one of the. Yeah.
I was there for one of my best friends' hole in ones. I don't know if I've ever told it.
I've never heard it.
We're playing. It's actually at Majestics, exactly.
Oh yeah.
So that last hole is not really a hole anymore.
Is this on the executive? You said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the 9th hole, and it's 3 of us, and it's me, my buddy Brad, and then my buddy Danny. This is the first round of the year, so I'm just like, okay, cool, don't care.
Yeah. No low expectations.
Low expectations.
Yeah.
We all kind of had that, we just want to go out and play. It's a long winter, and the last hole is like a short par 3 that I think they got rid of now or are getting rid of.
It's like 90 yards.
Yeah.
But it's a dangerous par 3 hole because I'm gonna build up the hole for you real quick.
If you go too far off to the left, you're in the water. If you go too far off to the right, you hit the clubhouse basically.
And then if
like
you go
the
even
restaurant.
further right, there's parking there, and you'll
Mhm.
peg like 38 cars. So it's like a very small short hole, but it's a very dangerous hole.
Yeah.
So I go up, I hit, I'm on the green, and then it's Danny's turn, and Danny's like, "Well, I'm just gonna do what you did." I was like, "That's probably a good idea because I'm on the green." And this dude shanks it, hits it off the tree, and gets the perfect, drops dead, and then just rolls
Oh
into
yeah,
the hole.
there is one tree like on the right side of the
He hit
green.
the one tree on the right, bounced straight under the green, and then just rolled into the hole. And we're just like, well, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
like why can't I do that? It's
We
like
had that
It's
happen.
almost more impressive that you
it's
hit
like
the tree and rolled
yeah.
in than just actually hitting like
It's
a
like
perfect
the
shot.
dumbest thing ever.
The commissioner of our league that we play in, San Jose MGA, his name's Ben, and he did that last year at Spring Valley, and it's a crazy green. It's got like a weird funnel in it. And he hit one right off a tree, and it bounced and fell on the green, and it just funnels down to the hole, and he aced it. It was unreal.
Although I think I would rather have a hole in one that like hits the tree and drops in than like have like a worm burn that like literally like rolls all the way to the green, but still like you said, like that's crazy. You hit a good shot on the green and then like he just happens to shank it.
Shanks it
still
and
works
it's a
out.
better shot. Yeah.
I don't think he, when I was talking to him, I was like, he's like, I don't think I hit it bad. It's just that tree kind of comes into play, but he's like, I never thought like I'd ace a hole off of a tree.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
it's nuts.
Although we watched that guy have a heart attack on the
We did, yeah. That was
Yeah.
probably the crazy thing. Yeah.
We were at the driving range and we're warming up before our round. Was this at Majestic as well?
This is also Majestic.
We should just stop going.
Yeah.
We're warming up for our round, and all of a sudden, this ambulance is driving on the fairway.
Yeah.
And we're like,
well, we see the guy pumping on the guy's chest.
Oh
Yeah,
my
and I was-
God. Scary.
in my mind, I'm thinking, oh man, they're celebrating.
Yeah, it was like crazy because you could hear like commotion, but like we couldn't see it
Yeah.
right away. And then all of a sudden, like you could see like him just pumping on the dude's chest, and
Oh my
it
god.
was so
Well, like
surreal.
I thought it was like a celebration where it's like, oh man, he killed it.
The guy just hit in the hole. Like
Yeah.
this is
And now he's
Yeah.
dead. And then the ambulance came and I was like, oh man, he might actually be dead.
the fire. Yeah, the fire truck actually showed up too. But they did say that
They like
that guy
resuscitated him.
that guy basically his part. I don't know if he was related or not, but that guy that was there saved his life,
Nuts.
which is
That is
wild.
nuts.
And we're just sitting here like hitting balls like on the range, and it's like it's kind of weird. Like the range is like you hit balls straight out, but then they have two 18-hole courses.
Yeah, and like the first hole is right there.
There's a first hole there, and then there's 18 that comes right up there. So it was like, but we just like we're like we could hear yelling and panicking.
Yeah.
But that was probably the craziest thing I think we'd
I
seen.
think
But
I'd be
that
a
was
little
like
rattled if I was
Yeah.
playing. Like, I don't know if I could swing a golf club after witnessing that.
well, especially if he like passed away. I'm like, dude,
Oh, yeah.
let's just call it good for
I
the
mean,
day.
we paid for it.
I know, but like it's just like that, like you said, like mentally you're
No,
just
I
not in the
know.
right mindset. But they did say like he saved his life, so we're like, okay, well that's so that that was
Amazing.
wild, but yeah. So
Man's a hero.
Beard, thank you so much for
I found my anagram.
yeah, I'm sorry.
My anagram. So I'm a type 7.
Can you describe what a type
So
7
type
is
7
for us?
is the enthusiast.
You're an enthusiast.
Shocker, right?
An enthusiast. Okay.
Right?
So you just like hop online, you can just Google it, and then you can like take a test. Is that kind of what it is? Like a questionnaire type of thing?
Yeah, I paid for it.
Okay, so you do.
It was like $5. So
Okay.
it's like
Oh, really?
it's like legit. Oh yeah, worth it.
So basically, just kind of describes like your different type of personality.
So it says generally 7s are excitable, spontaneous, curious, optimistic, eager, outgoing, future-oriented, adventurous, variety-seeking, quick, and talkative.
Oh, and yeah, his name is in the bottom in the description. So yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
And then it said 7s get into conflicts by being scattered, distracted, restless, impatient, thrill-seeking, escapist,
Derek's totally
overextended,
nodding his head right now.
irresponsible, demanding, and excessive. At their best, 7s are appreciative, bountiful, thoughtful, accomplished, versatile, receptive, grateful, content, quiet, and passionate.
That's pretty much Dom all
I'm
stuff in a
distracted
ball there.
constantly. Your fridge distracts me a lot because it's shiny.
Is it silver?
Yeah.
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 I get distracted by silver stuff too. It's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's my ADD.
Yeah, I haven't like officially.
I have some of that
diagnosed
too.
ADD, but
Yeah.
I was formally diagnosed at a young age as in elementary school. So like my mom put me in testing and they're like, yeah, he's got it. He's the definition.
of ADD. Yeah. Beard, it's been a pleasure, man. Like I said, you saved the day for us. Granted, again, we always have a great time talking to you, so we'll have you on again. But
We'll have wheels on too.
June, baby, we will see you. Actually, probably June, beginning of June. So we
I
fly
can't
in
wait.
first. So,
Oh, well, unless you want to meet us at the airport, we could like
or
race
meet us for a drink after we get home from the airport. We could do that.
Oh, yeah,
an
dude.
Airbnb.
Either one.
That's true.
Yeah, you guys get settled in the Airbnb and then just give me a ring and we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
But like, I can't wait. There's a ton
We can
of
walk
people.
to your house.
It's gonna be a little bit of a walk.
Oh, never
That's-
mind.
Yeah, maybe,
Rent a scooter.
dude. We have those. You can totally do that.
So do we.
Maybe I'll show up to your house on a scooter and then we'll just go explore. Like,
We're gonna
no,
show up to
no
our
plans.
Airbnb, like straight off of our rental, and Beard's actually sitting at the step, just waiting for us to like check in.
Yeah. That'd be hella
He's got
funny.
his little
Fresh
game
baked
With like a
goods.
cold one, just waiting for us.
Yeah, we'll make you guys some cookies and stuff. My girlfriend can bake.
There we
Be
go.
fun.
We're,
can't
we're-
wait.
we're so excited. So thanks again, man. I really appreciate it, and we will see you in June.
You got it, brothers.
All right.
Catch you later.
Crazy.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
take it
having
easy,
me.
man. Take care.
Yeah,
Next
Absolutely.
time
Thanks
we'll
a
have
lot.
wheels on.
Heck yeah.
Much
Yeah,
love.
we need wheels.
Yeah, later.
Bye.